as it is, continued to give up fourth down conversion after fourth down conversions on a late drive by the San Diego Chargers, who only had 3 points throughout the entire game.
You try and hate on them all you like. They gave up 3 points in that entire game, and they're going to get into the playoffs, and you're going to have to shave your head because your team's going to lose before they are. So when you're bald and I'm not, then the money's going to be talking. That's it.
Well, at this point,
you say whatever you like.
We both
at this point, we do.
Yep. And the question is at this point, if you shave your head, you have to stay up there in the middle of Wisconsin for a couple of weeks and freeze your frigid little head off while I hang out here in Oklahoma City with 60, 65-degree weather and enjoy the sun without the worry of
I have a brand new Kansas City Chiefs beanie that's going to keep my head warm if that were to happen. So I'm not worried about it.
It's, this is actually some good stuff because the San Diego Chargers have played you tough, and you guys did win a played tough game. It's not necessarily, and I'll go ahead and say it, and I hate saying it because I'm giving the Chiefs some credit here, but it's not necessarily what the score is. It's winning the tough games when your backs are against the wall. And if Kansas City can do that and show that they can do that, then maybe they do have a chance. However, watching their offense go cold like it did against the San Diego Chargers puts up a lot of worry in my head that they don't have what it takes to play in these cold-weathered situations with the offense that's the West Coast. I know people are always saying, well, Brett Favre did it. Well, Alex Smith just isn't Brett Favre. And that's what concerns me at this point. And
that doesn't concern me at all. Look, it wasn't cold weather conditions. They played in the rain a couple weeks ago, and they put, 35 or 40 points on the team in the rain. So that's not the concern. Look, the San Diego Chargers, it's no mystery. The San Diego Chargers played them really tough. It's a division rivalry. We've always had it. Phillip Rivers always plays us tough. He plays us tougher at home than he does when we're in San Diego. Phillip Rivers does because he likes that atmosphere. So I don't care what you say. We went in and won a tough game, and I'm not worried in the least about that team. They're riding that momentum, and they're just getting better as they figure out ways to win in tough games like this. That just means that's another aspect to their game that they add to it, and I think it's great. And I think they're going to continue to win. And it just goes to show you, look what happened to Denver.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, you're absolutely correct. The way Oakland played them was really tough, and we're going to be getting to the Oakland game after the break, and it's going to be a great way to dissect that because there is a lot to talk about with both of those teams. However, it might be time to begin the transition to Indianapolis versus Jacksonville. Okay. We've all kind of been waiting for this big Jacksonville coming out party. However, I was not ready for them to put up a 50 burger. I really wasn't. We knew that they had the explosive.
Jacksonville. I don't know why for some reason I thought you said Indianapolis. Everyone's waiting for Indianapolis. I was like, what?
Oh, no. Not until Andrew Luck gets back. Nobody's given them a whole lot of credit. But Jacksonville, we've all seen the explosiveness of that potential offense, and we've all seen Indianapolis kind of stutter at this point, but nobody was expecting Jacksonville to put up a 50 burger on good old Indianapolis at this point. Holy cow.
But that just goes to show you again, same thing, right? Divisional game. Who thinks divisional games are always more heated? Who thinks Jacksonville goes in there and puts 50 on Indianapolis with a pretty decent, they don't have the worst defense in the league. It's not the best, and Jacksonville has the weapons, and good for them.
Yeah, no, Jacksonville does have the weapons. Hearns, Robinson, Yeldon. Hell, even little number 16, Denard Robinson, was able to get some nice carries and find good running lanes in those holes.
Good fantasy pickup if Yeldon can't play, by the way.
Bortles reminds me so much, watching him during this game, he reminds me so much of a young Ben Roethlisberger. I really think that Jacksonville has, because he's got that strong arm.
That was a good pick. He's a big dude too. He's not a small guy.
No, he isn't, and he's even tempered. So he's not one of these type of guys you'll see sitting on a sideline throwing a helmet around or knocking over a Gatorade table.
He's not a Cutler or a Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a hothead. He's just that easygoing, mellow guy. And if he's anything like, Ben Roethlisberger, he might have to spend a few $1 million getting himself out of some rape allegations. But he's great on the field.
Blow.
I just got to do it.
You couldn't help that one.
Yeah, he's well. How many is it now for him? 3 or 4?
He's clear. It doesn't look. It's got to be hard to be a starting quarterback and single and going through that. You know how many times he probably.
Are you really saying? Wait, stop a second. You actually just said it's got to be hard being a starting quarterback and single. Oh my God.
No, not hard like
that.
That's
like a vagina buffet.
Do you know how many times? Yeah, exactly. You would never know if you're going to sleep with someone when you're on the road or out and about, if they're going to turn around and say, oh, just because of who you are, that it wasn't consensual. That's tough. That sucks.
And, that's what they said.
You would need to just be
Kobe.
Celibate or get married already.
Yeah, get married. Why not? Ben Roethlisberger, just get married. Save yourself the time. Don't go out to the clubs. There's no sense in it. Yeah, and I never did understand why athletes. I understand the young thing, the want to be the man, make it rain at strip clubs. I'm going to pull up in my Maserati that's $280,000.
I guess I should, now that I think about it. Sorry, that's a terrible excuse. I should never use that excuse. Rob Gronkowski puts everything that I just said to absolute shame. That guy never has an allegation about him. He goes out and parties with the best of them, but he handles himself accordingly. Did you read that thing where he doesn't have a Tinder account because he knew it would get out of control?
I know. He is the vagina magnet. He really is.
Yes. And no allegations, right? This guy has handled himself in whatever he does, obviously very, very good. And he has never made it. It doesn't seem like we've heard anything about him going out and doing that. It's always a good thing that he's out partying. He's obviously doing it in a good way. So, maybe Roethlisberger's just a douche.
Or maybe just by comparison, if the city of Boston's like, hey, look, as long as you're not Aaron Hernandez, the other tight end for the Patriots, and killing people, we're okay if you just go ahead and leave a couple of roofied women on the sofa at a hotel somewhere. We'll go ahead and take care of that. As long as you're not shooting anybody execution style, you're okay with us, buddy.
Yeah. That's so sad that was like the benchmark there.
It really was. Oh, good old Pats fans. They got a lot to worry about right now with the fact that LeGarrette Blount's out and on IR, but we are going completely off track. And let's go ahead and reel this back in, and let's go and talk about the next AFC South matchup that wasn't actually with just the AFC South. It was Tennessee traveling to the New York Jets. Oh my gosh.
Oof.
Ryan
Brutal.
Fitzpatrick. Hello. Where is this coming from? Where is it coming from?
What are you talking about? We just talked about this last week. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a good starting quarterback in the NFL. You hate on him all the time. He's not just serviceable. He is a starting quarterback in the NFL that has started just about everywhere he's been. Even when he starts out as a second string, he eventually becomes the starter for that team because he's good. He commands an offense. He throws a good ball. He hangs in there, and he does a great job. And I don't know why. And just what the nerve of you, after we just talked about that, to go, where does he come from? He's been there the whole time. This guy's been starting at Buffalo and played really well. I believe took them to the playoffs. The same thing. Now he's in New York, and he does good. The guy can play football, and he is a quality starting quarterback in the NFL.
He is. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bash on him, but he doesn't have the type of career as well as the pedigree that a lot of these other guys have. I mean, he basically, and I know what you're going to say, well, he did play. He basically didn't play college ball. Playing college ball at Harvard is like playing college ball for a community college or a semi-pro football team. That's not an elite situation for him to come into the NFL with. And he does not have a super strong arm. He's ultimately he is essentially a Cousins, a journeyman sort of situation.
No, he's way better than Cousins.
Or Brad Johnson or John Kitna. He doesn't have a strong arm. He's accurate, but he doesn't have a strong arm. And without a running game, Fitzpatrick falters always. He doesn't have the ability to pull the team on his back and make plays happen just and lead a team to a victory by himself, or put the whole team on his shoulders and carry them into the end zone. He's not that guy. He just doesn't have that kind of skill set. But he plays inside of his own. He's an intelligent man. Coming from Harvard, he'd have to be. And he plays inside of his own ability.
Trent Green.
Yes, good call. Very good. But again, still not a starting quarterback. Took
a team to the Super Bowl.
Who?
Trent Green.
Okay, which team did he take to the Super Bowl?
Oh no, it's not Trent Green. Who am I thinking? It's I can't believe I did that. It's not Trent Green. Went to the Raiders. And took the Raiders to a Super Bowl.
You're talking about Rich Gannon?
Gannon, there you go. Better analogy.
Gannon was a much better rolling out and mobile quarterback. That was one thing that Fitzpatrick doesn't have. You're right. The skill set, as far as the arms, the reads, the being able to put the ball on a dime inside of 20 yards from the line of scrimmage, all those exactly the same. But Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't have the mobility that Gannon have. I just don't see. I mean, and there's a reason that Fitzpatrick moves from one team to the next team to the next team to the next team. It's that he doesn't have all those skill sets, all that talent, all that. Oh my God, he's the man we can build a team around, because he isn't. He just
you're right. He's not the guy you build a team around. He's a guy that comes in and makes your offense play well, and you need a good defense, and those two combinations get you a winning team. But here's the thing. Think about, short of Tom Brady, think about a team that has gone to the Super Bowl and won it just on the backs of the quarterback alone. Most of the time, it's been defense that wins the big games. So you need defense, and you need a quarterback that can manage the game and not turn the ball over most of the time.
Okay, yeah, a defense and a good quarterback. You're right. That is the key to victory for the last 30 years. A decent
quarterback.
Yeah, I don't even say, no. I'm not saying well, unless you want to take a look at the Trent Dilfer experiment in Baltimore, nothing else compares in that relativity. I mean, we got, for instance, Brett Favre. He won a championship off of a good defense and being able to do things as a quarterback. He put that whole offense on his shoulders and made that happen. Peyton Manning won one just the same way with the Indianapolis Colts against the Chicago Bears, about 7 years back. And then we had Ben Roethlisberger do it with the Pittsburgh Steelers the year after that against the Arizona Cardinals. It's those kinds of quarterbacks that are ones you could feel like you could do something with. This Ryan Fitzpatrick is nothing more than a placeholder until they find somebody to replace him, and that's why he keeps moving around the league.
I think with a better defense, the Jets could do really well. They might even still make the playoffs. We'll see.
It will, yeah, absolutely. We will see. And with that, it is about time to go to break. Matt, I didn't get a chance to ask you beforehand, but do you have what's needed to read script tonight or not?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, terrific. Then we'll go ahead and go to break. Guys, go ahead and call us on the phone lines. The phone lines are open. It's 405-562-5463. We will be talking Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati after the break, and also we need your Shock the Jock submissions. We want to know where a great holiday Christmas resort is, somewhere that you would travel and actually enjoy yourself and is worth the trip this time of year. With that, we'll catch you on the other side.
Finally, can we take a moment and stop listening to these idiots long enough to get the Cars for Kids jungle stuck in my head?
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Also on the web at carsforkids.com. That's Cars with a K. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more,